fun night last night, my man.
Oh, man, that was one of the best nights of on-air broadcasting that I've ever seen. We had so much fun. It was great being along with everyone. We roasted the competition last night, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for supporting Chat Sports. We slayed everybody last night. It was awesome. 5 times the viewership that anyone else had on the internet. We crushed it. It was awesome.
And your brain has been swirling here, Harris, as you are breaking down the winners and losers from the 2018 NBA draft. Let's take a look at the winners here. And you were very impressed with the Phoenix Suns.
I was very, very, very impressed with the Phoenix Suns. Just because, look, they went into the draft with a lot of different needs. They had to pick up a franchise player. They needed a starting point guard. And they just needed to, continue building this roster through youth. And they picked up 3 outstanding players at 3 incredibly important positions. They pick up the best center in the draft in DeAndre Ayton. They pick up the best 3-and-D guy in the whole draft, somehow getting Mikal Bridges away from the Philadelphia 76ers, which, by the way, Sixers fans, I'm sorry. That was a horrible trade. I'm sorry. There's no way you're going to be able to convince me that Mikal Bridges is somehow worth Zaire Smith, a worse player, and a first-round draft pick from 2021 with the Heat. Like, it's a cool asset to trade. Maybe they try to get Kawhi, but I don't know. I thought that was a really random trade. And then I love the LiAngelo pick that they got at the start of the second round. He's going to be, I think he'll end up being their franchise starting point guard. He is electric. He is going to be such a good combo next to Devin Booker. I think the Suns absolutely killed it last night. Ryan McDonough, a round of applause for you, sir.
Yeah, what a job, huh?
A++, million pluses. You did such a good job, Suns. So I'm so proud. So proud.
All right, so Suns, definitely a winner last night. How about this team as well? They didn't have to do much, Harris, and incredible value for the Boston Celtics getting Robert Williams.
Incredible. I think it ended up being the steal of the draft in the first round. I mean, look, at pick 27, they got my number 14 overall player. He was the best center left on the board. I can't believe he fell that far. I can't believe the Wizards didn't end up taking him. He's a really, really fun player to watch. I think he dropped due to maybe some effort issues and consistency issues. But guess what? Effort and consistency is what Brad Stevens does best. So I think his weaknesses line up really well with what the Celtics are going to be able to get out of him. That was their only pick of the night. And they not only got a great player, they got someone who fills almost every single need they have on their team. They needed a rim protector, they needed a rim runner, and they needed someone who can get good offensive and defensive rebounds. That's Robert Williams' entire MO. I can't believe that he fell to the Celtics. I am absolutely stunned.
I was shocked that he went past the Lakers, actually.
And also, I mean, good on Danny Ainge for pulling the trigger.
Sure.
I mean, I'm sure he just freaked out when he saw that, Bob Williams, as Danny Ainge likes to call him. I thought it was a great pick. Maybe just the pick of the draft. We'll see how it goes, though.
All right, Harris, you, of course, are playing FanDuel. This is the Cam Roncher Show, sponsored by FanDuel. You're loving the games.
I am. That's right. Sign up now. Use the link FanDuel.com/chatsports and promo code chatsports. $10 free when you deposit. Big thanks to FanDuel. It's how we play daily fantasy here at Chat Sports. Get started with them today.
Sign up now. Use that link, FanDuel.com/chatsports and promo code chatsports. $10 free when you deposit. Big thanks to them. It's how we play daily fantasy here, Harris, of course. It's so much fun. And when you sign up on FanDuel and you play, it just makes the sporting events so much more exciting. So be sure to get it done, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's take a look at the Denver Nuggets. Big-time value with MPJ there at 14.
I can't believe that he fell to them. I can't believe he was on the board at 14. I'm stunned that the Clippers passed on a perfect player for them for SGA and Jerome Robinson, and the Nuggets took advantage of it. Look, they needed a ton of wings in this draft. They needed to get some players on defense that can add a little versatility to their team, and they filled all of those needs. Michael Porter Jr. might end up being the best player on their team in 2 years' time. You add him to the passing ability of Nikola Jokic and the playmaking of Jamal Murray, and that is just an awesome starting lineup. You move out Wilson Chandler, Jamal Murray, Gary Harris, Michael Porter Jr., Paul Millsap, and Nikola Jokic. That's a fantastic starting 5 for the Nuggets. And I love the Jared Vanderbilt pick, too. He can't shoot, but, man, that dude can defend any position.
The Nuggets are in good position offensively, but defensively, I'm a little concerned. Are you?
Not anymore. I think a lot of their defensive issues came from a lot of inconsistency last year with health. I mean, they lost, a lot of really important players at a lot of different times. I mean, Paul Millsap missed most of the season last year. Jokic got a little banged up here and there. So did a lot of their bench. But, I mean, now there's just so much length coming off the bench with Vanderbilt, Michael Porter Jr. I don't know if he's going to end up starting. They got a lot of really, really nice players. I love what the Nuggets did. I think they cemented themselves as a playoff team in the West.
I'm shaking my head right now, Harris. I'm sorry, but I'm reading the YouTube live
What's up?
commenters right now, and this is the second comparison I have got here while being an on-air host at Chat Sports. I am not Sheldon Cooper. In what way am I Sheldon Cooper? Do I look like a nerd? Like, come on, Sheldon Cooper?
I was called last night on Twitter a combination of Corey from Boy Meets World, because no one's original out there. Corey from Boy Meets World and Klay Thompson.
I am not Sheldon. Guys, can somebody defend me in the comments
I
here?
got a big nose, but no, I don't look like PBS like Klay Thompson does.
Unbelievable. I need a better comparison. All right, player comp for Cam Rogers. Go. Comment
Oh, I
section.
got it. No, it's like if you took the baby of Drew Brees and Joe Flacco and combined it with the baby. I don't remember what the exact comment was.
Yes, you are Cooper. Oh, my God, this is brutal. All right, let's continue on here. Let's talk Dallas Mavericks. What a draft, Harris.
What a draft for the Mavericks. Look, if you can get my number 1 player in the draft and number 3 overall, you're a winner. Luka Doncic is the best player in the draft. I'm sorry, Kings and Suns fans. Luka Doncic is the best player in the draft, and the Dallas Mavericks made a fantastic pick. I am so excited to play with Luka Doncic and Dennis Smith Jr. in 2K next year. That is an unbelievable backcourt. I don't care about one of them have to be ball dominant. I do not care. That backcourt is going to be unbelievable for them next year and throughout the rest of their franchise. That is how they're going to rebuild this team. Rebuild through the backcourt, rebuild with guards and shooting. They drafted Jalen Brunson as well. I love him. If one of those two end up kind of being a bust, or great, you just have an awesome 3-guard rotation of Dennis Smith Jr., Luka Doncic, and Jalen Brunson. That's fantastic. This is a really smart way to rebuild. I like the way that the Mavs are trying to do this in the front office. They see that defense and shooting wins you games in the NBA today. The Mavericks were still a really good defensive team last year. They just couldn't score, and they got the best offensive player in the draft. I love Luka Doncic on the Mavs. That is a frightening combo. I can't wait to see it.
Very exciting team at that. By the way, player comp for you just came in on YouTube Live.
What's up?
You're Josh Nichols from Drake and Josh.
Josh Nichols from Drake and Josh.
Josh Peck. Ever gotten that one?
No, actually, I've
No?
never gotten
That's a
Josh
new
Peck
one.
before.
All right.
But I can understand it because I do kind of randomly spaz out like he does, so I can kind
Headaches.
Headaches!
All right, let's go to the Atlanta Hawks here. They had a lot of draft capital going into last night, Harris, and what a selection with Trae Young. Love it, love it, love it.
3 picks, 3 hits.
Kevin Huerter,
they did a
too.
great job. Look, we mentioned it last night, and I'll mention it again here. They're trying to rebuild like the Golden State Warriors, and they're trying to rebuild their team through 3-point shooting and defense. And they did a great job of acquiring all 3 of those last night. They got Trae Young as their kind of pseudo Steph Curry. They got Kevin Huerter as their pseudo Klay Thompson, and they got Omari Spellman as their pseudo Draymond Green. Now, I don't know if all 3 of those guys are going to turn into 3 most likely Hall of Famers, but I love what the Hawks are trying to do with this rebuild. I love the Huerter pick. I thought that was one of the best picks of the first round. I love Trae Young in Atlanta. He's really going to have a chance to enhance his offensive game as the primary leader of that team. And I think the Omari Spellman pick is going to be fun to see too. I don't know where he's going to play in the NBA, but the Hawks will figure it out. That's something for later. Take the talent now and figure it all out later. He can hit threes at like 6'9", 250
Great
pounds.
range.
Take it.
All right, Harris's winners from the NBA draft: the Suns, the Celtics, the Nuggets, the Mavs, and the Hawks.
Go Suns. So
All right,
proud.
we're getting negative now. The losers
I've been waiting.
from last night: the likes of the Clippers, the Wizards, the 76ers, Hornets.
Losers.
We'll get to LiAngelo and LaVar as well. Let's talk about the Clippers, Harris.
You are the first team in NBA history to have back-to-back lottery picks, and you end up with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Jerome Robinson.
Yeah.
It's just, look, I'm not saying those are 2 bad players. They're 2 good guards, and they'll probably get the job done in the NBA, but you could have done so much more. I feel like it was a big-time missed opportunity. They didn't need 2 young guards. They have so many guards on this team, and Austin Rivers just picked up his player option. Patrick Beverley's coming back, so is Milos Teodosic, and Austin Rivers. Now you're adding 2 guards to the mix. Someone has to get traded. Like I don't understand the pick. I like SGA. That was fine. The Jerome Robinson pick to me was a huge reach at 13.
So not good value in a sense.
No, why? I don't understand why they didn't take a wing. I mean, they need one. They need someone who can shoot on the wing that isn't Tobias Harris. And don't give me Danilo Gallinari. Please, you blow on Danilo Gallinari and he bursts into a million pieces. He is the most injury-prone player in the NBA after Mike Conley. I just don't like what the Clippers did. I don't think they took advantage of a great draft spot.
All right, so that's the rundown there with the Clippers. Let's talk Wizards here.
Oh, the Wizards.
Some buzz that they tried to trade that number 15 pick, and they didn't do that.
Wizards. I'm so done with the Wizards. You know, I used to be a Wizards fan.
Really?
I did used to be a
from
Wizards
the
fan. They were the one team from Maryland that I really stuck by. I can't do it anymore. I'm so done with this front office. They do not know how to build a basketball team. They just don't. Another year, another bad draft, another missed opportunity to, go into their window. It's just, look, Troy Brown is a nice player. I like Troy Brown. He's a good player, but what the hell are the Wizards doing taking a shooting guard? When the best center, or my number 5 center was still on the board, they took a guard when they've been talking for months about taking a center, and they don't take one twice.
Maybe that means they're keeping Gortat.
The second pick was a drafting stash that they took over multiple good young point guards that were still in the draft. Why? Nothing they do makes any sense. They shouldn't have given Otto Porter that max contract. They shouldn't have given up a first-round pick for Markieff Morris. Horrifyingly bad trade for the Washington Wizards. I can't believe they just keep throwing around money. The Ian Mahinmi contract is maybe the worst in the NBA after Luol Deng. This is a completely directionless basketball team. They don't know how to build a roster. They don't know how to develop players. And they have had such an issue trying to maximize John Wall's potential. But guess what? Draft some freaking shooters. Stop drafting defensive first players. Get people who can score.
They're stuck in the old NBA.
They've drafted one shooter in John Wall's entire career with the team, and it was Bradley Beal. That's it. They've drafted no other shooters for him since John Wall's been on the team. I'm tired of this. They have to stop messing up like this. They've completely missed out on the prime career of John Wall. It's such a waste.
All right, let's talk about the 76ers, Harris. They had Mikal Bridges, and then they
What a terrible trade. I'm sorry. It was a bad trade. It was a bad trade. That Bridges trade was bad for the 76ers, and I think they got roasted by the Suns because they didn't have a GM. I think that they really got taken advantage of. They drafted a top 10 player in the draft. He was my number 7 overall player, Mikal Bridges. I thought he was a perfect fit with the 76ers. The best 3-and-D guy in this class, high floor, good ceiling as well, great three-point shooter, good defender on the wing. Exactly what they need. And they trade him away for a worse player and a pick for 3 years from now from the Miami Heat? Like that might not even be a lottery pick. That might just be some random mid-round, first-round pick with not a ton of value.
Yeah.
So you move back 7 spots in the draft, and you pick up a bad first-round pick and you give up the better player. I don't get it. I hated that trade when they did it. I hate that trade now. I slept on it. I thought more about it. Maybe I give them another chance. Equally as bad. It was a bad trade. I'm sorry. It's a bad trade.
All right, 76ers are there. We've also got the Charlotte Hornets here, Harris.
Cam, there is nothing worse in the NBA than being a middle-tier team and not knowing how to get out of it. And they did it again.
The Hornets qualify.
The Hornets are the middling team of the NBA. They just sit around in the middle of the conference and don't do anything. I mean, look, they had a great opportunity last night to really enhance their team and add a lot of value. I like Miles Bridges, but they traded Hamidou Diallo, one of the only picks that they had last night that I liked. So their entire draft class came out to be Miles Bridges, Devontae Graham, and a drafting stash.
Mm-hmm. No thanks.
What? That's it? You just trade away Dwight Howard? Are you rebuilding? Are you what are they doing? What is the direction of this team? Why did they trade Kemba for a first-round pick last night if they were going to draft a point guard in the second round? Why did they trade for Miles Bridges when they already have Michael Kidd-Gilchrist? Nothing that this team does has ever made sense to me, and this carries on with it. Why did they draft Frank Kaminsky? Why did they draft Michael Kidd-Gilchrist? Why did they draft Malik Monk last year? This is nothing that the Hornets ever do makes any sense. And no offense to Michael Jordan, I get that he's the GOAT. He's a terrible owner. The dude doesn't know how to build a basketball team.
That's kind of important.
It has been proven time and time again. He has no idea how to build a basketball team. Sorry. I get it. He's the GOAT, Air Jordan, whatever. But I'm sorry he gets dunked on all the time and with trades and free agent signings. They're in a terrible cap situation. They make terrible draft picks, and they've pissed off the best player in franchise history. I don't know what else you want from the Hornets. They've completely messed up the past 3 years.
Losers, Charlotte Hornets on that list. Clippers.
Number one loser, by the way, the Charlotte Hornets from last night. Number one.
Clippers, Wizards, 76ers, Hornets, and then LaVar, LiAngelo Ball. Let's wrap up the program here, Harris. Talk about LaVar Ball, LiAngelo Ball, and all that good stuff. BBB, baby. All right, Harris, I didn't actually ask you earlier, but you got to pick one. Who are you going to hang out with? LaVar Ball or President Donald John Trump?
Really
you got to pick one. You have to.
You know,
we'll pull up the way, and we want you guys commenting on this again.
It would really more be who would I be more entertained by having to hang out with them. I think the more entertaining person to hang out with would be LaVar Ball, because at least we would actually have something to talk about, regardless of what my political standings are. Like I don't really know what President Trump and I would talk about. LaVar and I? Oh, man, we could talk about basketball all day. I'll compliment Lonzo. I think he's going to be a great point guard in the NBA. We could talk about Lonzo for an hour. I don't care. I just don't know. Like, what are President Trump and I going to talk about?
I'm watching the comments flow in here. We've got LaVar. Nobody is on Team Trump right now.
It's just, again, look, I am a nice, I'm a nice Jewish man who loves his sports. What are Donald Trump and I going to talk about? Bill Belichick?
Maybe constructive dialogue about politics? I don't know.
We could talk about Tom Brady. We could talk about how much we both love Tom Brady. We can both show, the pictures that we have of him hanging up on our. Oh wait, you guys aren't supposed to know about that. Anyway, no, I would love to hang out with LaVar Ball. I think it would be a lot of fun. We could talk some basketball. Talk, a little JBA. Maybe he'll let me, meet LaMelo Ball.
We're getting some Trump comments now.
Again, what do I talk?
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm going to throw in a wrinkle now.
I like wrinkles.
LaVar Ball, President Trump, or Kim Jong-un?
Oh, man. Wait. Can I choose?
The dictator of North Korea.
Hold on. Can I choose Trump and Kim Jong-un with an asterisk that Dennis Rodman has to be?
Yes, you can do that.
All right, I'm booking. I'm taking
that would be a really fun conversation.
I would love to talk to Dennis Rodman. He seems like one of the most interesting men on the planet. I don't know how intelligent he is. I don't really know what we talk about. I just kind of want to sit there and listen to Dennis Rodman talk. It's like with Charles Barkley. You don't really know what he's saying. I don't even think he knows what he's saying. But he's just so interesting. He's just so entertaining to listen to that you kind of just have to sit there and watch.